Okay, guys, we are back. Last I seen you guys was last weekend. On Sunday, we played some 2004 Escape for almost 5 hours, which was actually pretty good. Let me know if the stream is okay. There's about four of you right now in the chat. I think it's okay. It looks okay. It's kind of wrestling with OBS and YouTube at the same time because last weekend when I was streaming, my my quality was really bad at the start of the stream anyways, but even at the end of the stream too, we started running into connection issues and it just doesn't make any sense to me. You know, I have 1.5 gigabyte internet speed plan currently, and we have about five or six devices connected to it, and it just, 1.5 gigs is like good for like 10 plus devices. So it just doesn't make any sense. So I had to go and look into a couple of things before starting the stream today. We're gonna get into it though. Um, Still 105 combat. I was hoping to get online this past week, just never did. But yeah, we have today to hunt for some rare items. So last weekend we didn't get anything, even though we played for 4+ hours, almost 5 hours. We're gonna go ahead and get into this right away, actually. We're gonna go ahead and open up the wheel. I don't know if you guys remember the wheel, but we're gonna see what we get for our first activity. So our first activity, we're gonna be, well, you might notice that it looks a little different today. We have different activities, different combat activities, different skilling activities. I decided to leave thieving and agility off because I'm just not really feeling any of those today. I'm not really feeling agility or thieving. So our first activity is going to be one of these here. We have fletching, wood cutting, fishing, crafting, magic. Oh, I totally forgot to put range up there. Uh, that's okay. We have attack though with different weapons, right? We have, I believe I said crafting. Yeah, we have wood cutting. There's fire making as well, I believe. Yep. All right, let's just see what we get. No way. Are you serious? We started? Okay, that's funny. We started, we ended the last stream with mining coal, and here we are now, a week later, starting this stream with mining coal as well. So, I guess that's what we're doing for the next, we'll call it 30 minutes, I think. We'll call it 30 minutes, I think. Yeah, 30 minutes. So every 30 minutes, we'll change our activity. Rules are simple. As soon as I start doing that activity, that's when the timer starts. So as soon as we get 60 mining, I think the best place to mine coal would be at the mining guild. Not necessarily coal trucks. I mean, coal trucks is kind of convenient too because, you are very close to the coal truck there, but it's just the trip you have to make back to the bank too. That kind of sucks because You know, you have to keep running back to the truck and then back to the bank so many times. And I much rather get an inventory, go to the bank, bank my stuff, and go back to mining, right? That's just what I would rather much do rather than just this. But this is probably the best way for me to get coal right now with my mining level. But once we hit 60 mining, I think it's 60 mining or 61 mining, one of the two when we can finally enter the mining guild. Alright, so there's the timer, 30 minutes. By the way, our kitten should be growing up in the next hour or two. I would say the next hour. So we can sell that kitten for 100 death runes too today. Totally forgot to turn my private chat on. I would reckon I could get maybe 2 or 3 trips done in the next 28 minutes here. I actually never timed this before to see how long it takes to fill up the coal truck and then get back to the bank and then get everything in the bank. I never timed that. I'm just guessing it's going to take about 10 minutes, maybe 15. So maybe just 2 trips total is what we can get done. But it's okay because we're not really necessarily here to worry about the amount of coal we get per hour. We're just here to hopefully receive a rare item today by completing some actions. As you guys know, or for those who don't know, completing different actions in game does help out your chances of getting a rare item. So I often wonder, even if I went to go pick up my kitten or even stroking the kitten here, I often wonder if that includes, or if that's included in the actions as well. I'm not too sure. I know picking flax is one. There's a player that received a rare item. Actually, he was one of the first players to receive a rare item by picking flax, which was kind of cool. You know, I was thinking originally too, when the rare items were announced, I was thinking, oh, any action, huh? Would that include picking flax? I kind of was thinking that on my own. Never said it in a video or anything, but it was cool to see that screenshot of the player getting the rare item picking flax, because then that confirmed my question, really. My it was more a question, you know, that I had on my for myself. I was like, I wonder if I could get a rare item by picking flax, because you know, bowstring, uh I don't know if they still sell for 400, but I'm gonna quickly search this up and see. Oh wow. Okay, so bowstrings are still going pretty strong. People are trying to buy for 450. Players are selling for 500 though. So they went up in price, 100 GP. Last I checked, it was like about 400, 420 at the most, but now they're up 500. But yeah, players are trying to buy for 450, 460 even. For today's stream, guys, we do got a couple hours of gameplay here for you. Um, so that a couple hours could be like 2 hours, 4 hours, right? Um, I don't know. We'll see how oh, the truck. Look at that. The coal truck is full. So we already got that one full. We can go ahead and bank now. That's actually a smart idea. Instead of teleporting on an empty inventory, we should always fill it up, then teleport. That's actually smart. That's what we're going to do, actually. Oh, wait, 1 second. 1 second. Stream seems to be going okay. Kind of watching the stream as we play right now, too. So how's everyone doing, though? There's about, there's a few of you still in chat here. If you don't like chatting, that's fine too. I understand. If you're just here mostly just to watch the stream, I understand, guys, because I'm the same. I'm the same. When I watch my streamer, when I have the time, I'll watch my streamer. Uh, the streamer that I watch still doesn't play RuneScape or anything like that, but whenever I'm not like recording or streaming myself and I'm playing 2004Scape or something, or even old school RuneScape, I'll watch my streamer there and I won't even bother chatting. So I understand. I'm just there mainly to watch his gameplay as I play too, and just listen to his gameplay really. It does help out with training and stuff in this game. It's actually how I got through all my combat levels really. When I used to spend like 10 hours, 8 hours, 10 hours, right? Training my combat level in free to play. The way I got through all of that was through just watching streamers, watching videos, right? I don't know if you guys heard of him, but he goes by Wrecker. He plays DBD. So DBD stands for Dead by Daylight, and he's got some really entertaining videos and even streams too. He keeps it real. His streamer self is the same as his YouTuber self, right? But yeah, I was hoping to be 106 combat this weekend, but we actually didn't log in at all this past week. The last we logged in was last weekend on Sunday. That was the last time we logged in, guys. Pretty much our stream. I actually turned my private chat off before I ended the stream, I think, or after I ended the stream last weekend, and finished with the coal truck on my own. So that explains why the coal truck was full when we started mining. I think we should have about 600 coal now in the bank. I don't really have a goal when it comes to how much coal I want. All I know is that I want to, passively collect them. Oh, 700 coal. Look at that, guys. Almost 1,000. Yeah, I don't really have a specific goal for the amount of coal that I want. All I know is that once I hit 1,000 coal, that right there tells me that, hey, I got, I have enough coal to make 500 steel bars, which to me is actually pretty good. Because 500 steel bars, what is that? That's 100 steel plate bodies I can make, and then later high elk, right? But I might not even do that at it's not really worth making the. You know what? Maybe we should. Maybe we should go bank this. Um, yeah, no, definitely. We definitely should go bank this because if we don't, then we have no teleports back. We'll have to walk all the way. With the with the last big update, what was that? Last month? Something, something like that. With the special attacks and the white outline. The white outline, I'm really liking, guys. The white outline does change up your gameplay here. And it does help out with the gameplay too. Feed my kitten again, just so. Actually, no, we'll wait. We'll wait until he gets hungry and then we'll feed him. Or her. Yeah, about my main goal on this account. Right now, guys, my main goal is to defeat the Caliphite Queen using melee only. The thing about that though is I'm not really where I want to be currently. We're pretty much a month away, 2 months away, right? August only started. We have August and we probably will have September to prepare for the Caliphite Queen. So 2 months, right? And in those 2 months, and because of my schedule right now with IRL and work, um, I can only play so much now, and that's the thing that sucks. I want if it wasn't for the schedule change that I announced on the channel like a couple of weeks back, I think it's now been like 3 weeks now, or 4 weeks, a month since my announcement. Um, if it wasn't for that, we definitely would have 85 attack already with probably 87 strength at least, or 87 defense, right? That would, I think we would be what? I think we would be about 109 combat or 100, yeah, probably 109 combat actually, or 108 combat at least. Um, but yeah, we have 2 months to prepare for the Caliphite Queen, and I'm gonna tell you guys right now, it doesn't look too good for me. I feel like the most I can probably get done is 85 attack. I know for sure I can knock out 85 attack in the next 2 weeks, right? Um, and then maybe for the remaining of August, I could probably get 87 strength or 87 defense, right? And then in September, I could do the same for. Uh, so if I decide to train my strength first to 87, I could probably get 87 defense as well for September, and then 87 attack for September. So I would almost be close to my goal of 90 attack, strength, defense if I get these to 87, all of them to 87, right? So I'd be happy, honestly, with that. I would be. However, my range level, looking at my range level, I don't think I'm going to have 80 plus range when the Caliphite Queen gets released, which is unfortunate. But here's the thing. We are really truly just trying to get the melee only kill anyways, right? Which would be a tough goal, tough challenge for sure. I've had a couple players, or not players, but viewers on the channel comment things like, "Oh, you're going to get destroyed." Yeah, very well. I'm going to, yeah, for sure. And I'm not being sarcastic either. I'm for sure going to get destroyed. But here's the thing: if I could count on my good RNG, right? Good RNG. And if I could just do that, um, I wouldn't really call it a glitch, but if I could just get underneath the Caliphite Queen and prevent her from attacking me and just only step out to hit her and then go back under her, that could work too. I don't know what that method is called. I've seen it though. I've actually tested it on OSRS a couple of times too. So that's my plan. That's my plan. Uh, in her first form, I'm going to fight her head on, but her second form, I'm going to be doing that little method where I go underneath her and then that way she can't attack me. Because I know that second form is going to really destroy me. I know for sure the second form is going to destroy me because she's protected from melee and I won't have any range attack with me. Once I complete my or achieve that goal of actually soloing her using melee, I'll be happy. My from there I'll be like, okay, now I can just, next time I go and fight her, I can bring range, right? I know for sure I'm not going to be the first player to get that successful kill like solo the Caliphite Queen using melee only. But I would like to be at least the first, I would like to be at least the first 10 players, I guess. Um, I know Pasca and Dead Bodying are up there. They're both like max pretty much. They're both 120 combat. Uh, they definitely have a better chance to solo the Caliphite Queen using melee if they were interested in doing that. Um, I was reading like a Caliphite Queen solo guide, actually from the year. What year was it? Like 2010? Yeah, 2010, and minimum recommended stats to solo the Caliphite Queen is 85 attack, strength, defense, and hit points. That's the minimum requirements to solo the Caliphite Queen. So, you go look at my stats, I'm pretty much there. All I need is 85 attack. But like I said, I would like to at least have 87 in all of these before the Caliphite Queen release. Oh my God, this uncut sapphire just made my heart jump a little bit. I thought that was a blue Halloween mask. I was like, no way, and it's just an uncut sapphire. Looks like the stream is still going pretty strong internet-wise, internet connection-wise, so that's good. Oh, by the way, guys, we're kind of close to another agility level here at 51. My goal for agility is 57 agility. I know there was like a couple players like that went for 72, actually more than a couple. I know more than a couple players that went for that 72 agility, and I think the reason for that is so that way you have majority of the shortcuts unlocked, right, in the game. I think that's the reason why. I don't think I would ever go for 72 or 70 agility, maybe 70 agility. If we get to that point where the Taverley Dungeon shortcut to the Blue Dragons comes into play, then I will work on 70 agility. But right now, 57 agility is my maximum that I would go for right now currently. As for thieving, I'm happy with where it's at, to be honest. I mean, there is 67 agility, or sorry, thieving, where I can access paladins in the RD castle. There's like a couple of rooms in RD castle, I believe on the second floor, where you can train on level 64 paladins, which, they don't have the greatest drops, but they do drop medium clue scrolls. And you have like 5 spawns in one room, and then there's another room on the other side of the castle where there's also 5 spawns. So, you know, I know that place because of the Dead Man Mode series that I did on the channel. We used to train there actually during when Dead Man Mode came into the game, old school RuneScape, that is. When Dead Man Mode came into the game, we found out a lot of interesting training spots, that were in the safe zone. I think it was called the safe zone. Hey Chaos, how's it going? Aren't you? I think you're online. Yeah. How are you doing, guy? We just logged in. We started the stream a half hour ago, but we were kind of logged in already, just before we started the stream here. I was saying at the beginning of the stream that we were wrestling with YouTube and OBS, trying to figure out our internet issue. It seems that we figured it out, so that's good. We're going to be mining for another 9 minutes or so, and then we're going to go and do something else. Gaming is always fun, yeah. Today we'll be selling my kitten. He or she should be a grown kitten in the next hour, I think. Rune, how's it going, guy? You are also online. You both are online here. We also have, the rest of the viewers here too that are online. I'm not sure if they're in the stream though, but yeah. A lot of you that are on my friends list, a lot of you message me through the game because of my videos, when we had the series or when we were doing progress vids, right? I think I did go through my friends list a couple of times though during that series, and I think we removed, I don't know how many viewers we removed, but I kind of wish I didn't do that because now, here I am playing, and those who I did remove, probably still have me added and, don't have a clue, maybe. Or maybe they do. Maybe they know that they're not on the friends list. But I apologize. I just didn't want my friends list to fill up. I was adding a lot of you guys. I'm not even exaggerating here, but I think I had almost close to 100 of you message me in game. And when 2004Scape was very active at the time, when we had 1,000 players, and we were in free-to-play worlds, so you got to remember there's that limit of 100, right? So I end up just removing players that I noticed that weren't logging in for a certain amount of time. So I believe after like 2 weeks or so, if I noticed someone wasn't logged in after 2 weeks, I'd be like, okay, yeah, they probably just, probably not going to play anymore. So that's why we went through our friends list the way we did. You are smelting iron ores right now. Nice. About smelting iron ores, are you using the Ring of Forging? Probably, right? The Ring of Forging. That really is a nice item when it comes to smelting iron ores and just smithing in general too. That's actually how I got my smithing levels on my UIM account, my F2P UIM account, which is very close to 80 smithing. We got the Ring of Forging. We got our smithing level up using that, and iron ores. Yeah, logged in today finally. Last week I logged in on Sunday as well to play for a few hours there, and I think today we're going to do the same. We're going to play for a few hours, and hopefully we can get lucky this time and get a rare item. Hopefully, it would be nice, I think. But at the same time, even if we don't get a rare item today, I would also be fine with that too, because that would mean I would still have what, 8 weekends to still try? Is it 8 weekends left now? After this weekend, would it be 8 weekends? I I do believe I missed the first 2 weekends I played last weekend, that which was the third weekend. Today's is the fourth weekend. I heard something about being there being like 12 weekends total. So wouldn't that be 8 weekends left after today? Yeah, Ring of Fortune, I wouldn't waste nature runes on superheat for iron. 12 weekends, okay. Yeah. Yeah, I thought I seen something like that about 12 weekends. So yeah, after today we would still have 8 weekends to try out for a rare item, which is good. Guys, I was trying to log in on Friday there, Friday evening. I was trying to log in Friday evening, but I ended up playing I ended up playing Xbox instead. I was like, you know what? I'll play either tomorrow or Sunday. And yeah, here we are, Sunday. I don't know, Sunday's just more relaxing, you know? Sunday's more relaxing. Okay, so 16 weekends in total. So that's even better. We still have 12 weekends to try out for a rare item, guys, for the account here. For anyone who's in the chat and for those who watch the stream, oh, look at this. Our cat grew into a healthy cat and can now hunt for himself. Nice. But like I was trying to say, for those who are just watching the stream later on, like because I know there's about 100 or 200 of you that like to click on the stream later on and watch. Uh, our friend here in chat, Rune, actually had got a rare item last weekend. Was it Rune when you got the red party hat? I think it was last weekend when you got that, the red party hat. All right, so now our cat's grown up. We can go ahead and sell him for 100 death runes. The reason why I'm doing that, guys, is because 100 death runes, it would help out with my magic training later on. I won't have to I won't have to like invest in death runes that much. Yeah, last weekend from thieving. Let's go. All right, we're almost at the 30-minute mark. As soon as we hit the 30-minute mark, I mean, we're going to stop mining coal and we're going to go sell our cat and we're going to go ahead and spin the wheel again, see what our next activity is going to be. Poor cat. I wish I remembered who it was that donated $3 to keep the cat. I told that viewer that day. I think it was like a month ago now. I told him, okay, here's the thing. This is what I could do. I was like, I'll hold on to the cat for 3 weeks, for $3. Which I did, you know, it's been more than 3 weeks. It's now a month and a half now, maybe close to a month and a half. And here we are now. So we held on to the cat more than 3 weeks, actually. Give your cat a name. That's the thing. I don't want to name my cat because I'm giving the cat away for 100 death runes. That's actually how I've been collecting my death runes in game. You know, I've been doing it. I think this will be my second cat I sold. Yeah. Look, one cat sold. This will be my second one. There's 30 minutes, guys. We're gonna go ahead and finish this. Yeah, I was gonna say we'll go ahead and finish mining this coal, this rock here, and then we'll move on. Whiskers just wanted to love you. No, let's see, how much death runes? Yeah, we have 1,300. Out of this 1,300 death runes, we've been buying them passively at the magic shop whenever we were there. But a lot of these death runes did too come from greater demons, and I believe I want to say ice giants, but I don't think so. That the cat blood will never wash off. Hang on, I can't see this. Will never wash off of your hands. Oh no, the cat's not dying, guys. He's gonna be fine, just fine, because he's going to a nice, loving owner here in Artie, West Artie. Last weekend, guys, we were ranked 21 on the prayer high scores. I don't even want to check to see what we're at. I think we're gonna be like at 23. I'm gonna check now. I'm for sure thinking 23, 24 for prayer uh, is where we're at. Yeah, we're at 23. Yeah, we lost our front page on the prayer high scores, but we're still on the high scores in defense. So I think that's kind of good, right? You hit 30 or 80 thieving this morning. Nice, Rune. Congrats. That's a nice thieving level 280. That guy's name. It's a pretty funny name. I wonder if just teleporting too would also be included in actions. You would think so, right? Teleporting, just simply teleporting somewhere, and also counts as an action, you would think. This one's a little like blue, like light blue or something. Speaking of magic shops, let's go see what the death runes look like in Varak here. Maybe we can buy some more death runes. I'm actually kind of preparing to train my magic level one of these days. But right now I'm just collecting the death runes and the chaos runes so I could do that. I used to sell my chaos runes for money, for GP, but which I wish I kind of didn't, because I think at this point I probably would have had like 3,000 or more chaos runes in the bank. I do remember selling about, damn, I want to say over 1,000 chaos runes at one point in free to play, and then I sold another 800 or so when members came out. So yeah, we pretty much would have been sitting at a 3,000 chaos runes in the bank. You want 82 for the Yanil dungeon shortcut? Yeah, 82 would be actually pretty nice as well, and especially for that shortcut. Get to Chaos Druids a lot quicker, and you're closer to the bank too at that point. I thought about spam teleporting too, haha. Me at I guess I could kind of afford spam teleporting for maybe a little bit, but then I would lose out on my teleports, and then I would have to focus on collecting lava runes again, or buying them actually. I named that kitchen button the law. The law altar is coming next update too, I think. Nice, let's go. That would mean we can finally start working on rune crafting in the game. As soon as that law rune talisman gets released, guys, we're gonna start working towards what was it, 55 rune crafting for laws, I think. I think it's 55 or 54. 300 laws would get up, or would get used up quickly. Yeah, that's what I was saying. 300 law runes would only last me not even 30 minutes, I don't think. Okay, we're gonna go back to the wheel and spin the wheel and see what we do, or see what we're going to do for the next 30 minutes here. Looks like we're going back to mining. Mining silver, yep. This time we're going back to, or this time we're going to be mining silver. Do I have four? I guess I could mine silver in the crafting guild, I think. But I would need a brown apron, though. I do believe there's silver ores or silver rocks in the crafting guild, I think. Anyone know where I could mine silver ores pretty good? I know the crafting guild might be an option here, but I know there's silver rocks too at the southwest mining spot in Varrock here, or outside of Varrock. But there's only, what, 3 silver rocks there? Mining silver is tedious, should mine gold. Yeah, but the wheel landed on silver. I'm gonna try keep it, keep whatever activity it lands on. You know, I don't want to change it. That that's just like the whole purpose of the wheel. Like whatever it lands on, we're doing. We gotta do, I mean. So, let's see. Probably the crafting guild, like I said. Most likely the crafting guild is where we gotta go. None of the silver rocks are good with a 40-second login timer. You know what I could probably do too is mine silver with iron ores. I was doing that southwest of Warwick. I was getting iron ores and silver ores at the same time. And the timer, I think every trip I could get like 9 silver ores and the rest would be iron ores. We could do that too. Let me go ahead and make one trip at the crafting guild just to see what it's like. I don't think it's gonna be any good, but we're gonna do it anyways and see. So what do we have? What we have we have 5 rocks of silver ores. I can't count. There's 6. You mine in West Varrock all the way to the mining guild in FTP? Well, while we're waiting, we might as well get some gold ores too at the same time. Maybe I should switch that from silver to gold, like silver and gold together on the wheel. 54 mining though. 6 more levels until the mining guild. I do believe I need 60 mining to get into the guild. Have you ever tried talking to the master crafters in the guild? No, I haven't. Damn, look at that. The silver rocks are not even spawned in yet. Oh, there we go. As I say it. 45 seconds, huh? You mine West Warwick all the way to the mining guild in FTP. Damn, looking at the cows here, it kind of reminds me of my F2P days when I first started training my account. Cows actually, I trained on cows from like level, I want to say level 20 to like level 40 plus, just on cows. That's actually how we made our money in free to play was through cow hides. We sold at least 3,000 cow hides in free to play and made 600K, I think. Was able to, oh, uncut diamond, look at that, guys. The uncut diamond drops or whatever will never get old for me because they're a little harder to get. They're a little more rare than other uncuts. And an uncut emerald. That's 3 uncuts in one trip here. What the heck? Normally I don't get even one uncut, but this time I got 3 uncuts. Yeah, then back to back for the uncuts. Like I said, this is the most I ever got in a trip. 3 uncuts like that. And one of them being an uncut diamond. Is getting a rare pretty much like getting third age or something? Uh, in 2004Scape, I would say so, yeah. But it's the feeling like I never got a third age item ever on my old school RuneScape accounts. But I know for sure if I got one, I would be really happy and really hyped, you know? Yeah, it would be pretty much close to getting a third age item, I feel. You're mining and you keep getting gems, thinking they're rares. Am I? I know that's what happened to me too. I was mining coal just 40 minutes ago. I was mining coal. I got an uncut sapphire. Like I was looking at my skill tab, went back to my inventory, saw something blue, thought it was like the blue Halloween mask, but here it was the uncut sapphire. That uncut blue or the uncut sapphire definitely looks like the blue mask when you don't look at it completely, but in your peripherals for sure. It looks like the blue, either the blue, it looked like the blue Halloween mask because of the shape, But I mean, I could also see uh, it looking like a party hat too. So we're going to be mining some silver and gold ores for 30 minutes here, guys, and we're going to move on to a different activity. Our first activity we did was mining coal for 30 minutes. You want a purple hat or a Santa? Come to think of it, the purple hat I mean, does look pretty awesome in the game. Looks more better than the white party hat and the blue party hat, I think. And the actually all of them actually. The purple party hats, when you really think about it, does look pretty cool. Like a lot more cooler than the other ones. So I can see why. And the Santa hat too is also cool to have. Would be cool to have as well, you know, because anytime winter rolls around, right? I don't know if you guys get winter, you know, around November, December, and January like I do. Having that Santa hat during the winter events would be a plus as well. So for me, I'm hoping for a Halloween mask because you know that would be that's one of those things that I just always wanted in RuneScape. Even in RuneScape 2, when I started playing in late 2006 and 2007, I always wanted to try get myself a Halloween mask, but I just never was able to afford one. I don't even remember the price for a Halloween mask, but I do remember them being very expensive. I think the cheapest one was like 50 mil at the time, and 50 mil for me was not easy. I was a noob, you know. I I'm still a noob actually. So I spoke, Spock, spoke to the master crafter guy, and yeah, he doesn't want to talk to me. But yeah, any color of the Halloween mask is what I'm hoping for. I'm hoping to get the red one because red is my favorite color. For those who don't know, like, red is my favorite color. So having that red Halloween mask would be really awesome. I was telling the viewers last stream, which was last weekend, that if I was to get a party hat, I for sure would sell it because I'm not really a party hat, kind of guy. I'm more of a Halloween mask guy, so if I was to get to a Halloween mask, I mean, I for sure would hold on to it for myself. But yeah, if I was to get like a party hat or any other rare item, I would sell it. I wouldn't sell it right away though. I would wait until the weekends were done and then I would sell it. So I would be waiting if I was to get one today, like a rare item, I would have to wait 12 weekends. So what is that, like 3 months? 3 months of waiting before I sell the item. The reason being is because I have a feeling, and we were talking about this in the stream last weekend, that the prices might go up on these items, right? They might go up 50, 100 mil, but then again, there's only so much of us that are rich like that, though. That's the thing too. So, you know, I if I had to take a guess, guys, I would say there's only maybe like 10, 20 players that are actually 100 mil plus in the bank. You know, my bank total, I think, is worth only like 3 mil, maybe 4 mil. That's about it. You would take anything at this point. That's a good way to look at it too, right? That's I don't know. Eat anything I get, to be honest. Oh, you would keep you would keep anything you get, to be honest. Would you sell party hat for cash or try to trade for Halloween mask? Halloween. That's actually that would be pretty good idea, If someone had a Halloween mask and if I had the party hat, I would lose out though. That's the thing too, though. A party hat would be worth more than a Halloween mask, I would imagine. So let's say the Halloween mask, like if the person had a red Halloween mask, there's a good chance I would trade with that person for the party hat if they were willing to do that. But I would also want some cash though, because you gotta remember the party hat would be more valuable than uh, Halloween mask. I seen that dude last weekend offering the one that I just right clicked on, the one with rune armor and rune skim. Um, I seen him last weekend. He was level 100 and 101. He's 103 combat now, so he's getting up there. That guy. I gotta, man. I seriously gotta start just training my combat here on the weekdays. At least a couple of hours on the weekdays because I'm falling behind on the high scores in prayer. I'm falling behind on my combat level. I would say there's at least uh, 40 or 50 of us that are 100 plus combat now in the game. When I first hit 100 combat, I think there was only like 20 of us that had 100 combat. I know that for sure. I should have made a video on that, but I mean, I made a progress video when I got 100 combat, and I don't think I mentioned that. I was meaning to, but I never did. But yeah, I was checking the high scores. I went through every player that had 70 plus defense, and there was only like there was less than 20 of us that had um 100 combat when I got 100 combat. So, but right now I think there's at least 40, 50 of us now is my guess. I kind of lost track once I saw that there was like 30 plus of us that had that combat level. 100% gonna blow up the price, I think, at least a little. I don't think there are many people that would actually buy them, honestly. That's a good point too. Yeah. There have been a bunch of them up for sale, but not offered was like, but most offered was like 70, 80 mil. That's what I'm saying. There's only, if I had to take a guess, there's only like maybe 10 of us that could afford that in the game, right? But yeah, I could definitely see a lot of those offers just not being completed, you know. Hey Henrix, how's it going, guy? There have been a bunch of oh wait, I read that. You're 99 combat rune. Let's go. Let's freaking go. You're almost 100 combat. 100 combat is like my 100 and first, how some players want to get 120 combat as fast as possible. That's me with a 100 combat. Once I hit 100 plus combat, I'm at a point where I'm thinking, okay, a lot of monsters I can train on, no problem now, right? I can go and not just train on them, but if I want to go loot them for a bit, right? I can do that. So 100 combat is like for those who want to rush 120 combat. I really don't see myself being 120 combat in tech until like maybe next year sometime. I could very well grind it out, every week, every day during the week, uh, every couple hours here and there, and maybe hit 115 combat by the end of the year, like December. But here's the thing. Um, Going back to like what I said, I not much in a rush for something like that. The most I'm worried about right now is just getting my attack strength defense to at least 87 before the end of September, because if the devs do release the Caliphite Queen at the end of September, that's why I would like to have 87 attack strength defense and hit points. I then would at least be close to my goal of 90 attack strength defense. I think once I hit 90 attack, strength, defense, and hit points, I think I will be like 112 combat. That's if my prayer level is below 75. If I have, I think it's 78 prayer or 79 prayer or something. If I was to have that with those 90s, I would be 113 combat. We don't have massive inflation. I know I pronounced that wrong, but with 500k players and that with like 200 300 player, it's super low inflation, there we go. um, Now potentially even deflation. Yes, yep, that's that's also true. Personally, I would like to leave some combat training for Slayer. Yeah, that's where I am at too with my combat goal. You know, not bad talking Pascal or whatever his name is, Pascal House or whatever. I'm not bad talking him. I'm not bad talking Dead Body in here either. But the fact that these guys just grinded their combat level right away the way they did is impressive. It's impressive. But also it also kind of like shows how much time you have IRL too. You know, I don't know how old these guys are, but man, if you're playing 10, 12 hours a day, training your combat level, you know, you're gonna be maxed before Slayer gets out. And I guess that's a plus too, because Slayer, it would make Slayer easier too. In a way, you would get those Slayer XPs a little more easier than you would at my combat level. Guarantee, or definitely, I mean, right? You would definitely get better XP rates per hour if you're max combat. But man, like, just have some fun, you know? I don't know. It's just that's where I'm at currently. Like I said, I don't want to rush my goals when it comes to my combat level. I already did it in free to play. I already rushed my combat to 90 plus combat before members came out. I honestly surprised myself there. I was like, whoa, like holy crap, as if I got 90 combat in less than 1 month before members was released. Because you got to remember, I started playing 2004 Scape officially on March 2nd, I think. And then it was March 29th when Members was released, so that's less than a month. And I was already 90 plus combat. And I'm not ashamed or embarrassed to mention like, hey, yeah, I did play 8, 10 hours a day. But you know, that's how I was able to do it because of those hours. All right, we have enough time for maybe one more trip to the crafting guild here for some silver ores and gold ores, and then we'll change our activity again once more. Like rares won't skyrocket in price with a lower player count, essentially what I'm saying. Okay, yeah, that could be true too. Because like, you know, going back to what I said, not very many of us can afford rares right now, right? I would say there's like 10 of us, maybe not even 10 of us, maybe there's only five, right? Five players that can actually afford these rares at the moment. I know for sure I can't afford any rare items, which is why in the same boat as you guys. You know, I'm just hoping for that rare right now, and whichever one it is, if it's a Halloween mask, like I said, I'm keeping it for myself. But if it's something else, like a pumpkin or something, disc of returning, definitely going to look into selling it, and then investing that GP in either intelligence or invest it in one of my skills here. That's a good goal, Rune. 80 base melee stats and then just going for 99 range. Yeah, you know, keeping it simple and you know like that would make the game a lot more fun for you too. You're not worrying about grinding like like I am. Like right now for me, I'm worried about whether or not if I will get 90 attack strength defense before the end of September with my current IRL schedule, right? For those who don't know, we don't have the flexibility like we did before. We are currently working full time during the weekdays, and we just don't have that time anymore to play. Enjoy the ride, brother. You don't got to beat the game in 1 week. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. However, I'm a hypocrite saying that too because in free to play, right? Like I just finished saying, I grinded my combat level like crazy. Like it was mostly for the series too. You know, it was mostly for the series that I had on the channel. We went from 3 combat to 90 combat in less than 1 month. And then we finally got 100 combat, I think. We kind of took it easy though. In Members World, we took it easy. And we finally got 100 combat. I think we got it in May, 100 combat. So 2 months later. Yeah, we got it in May, I think, 100 combat. And here we are now in August. Uh, 105 combat. Hey Garlic, sorry guy, your message was hiding there. Your name was kind of hiding in between Chaos and, well, Chaos, yeah, Chaos messages. I almost didn't see that. All the high scores mean is that you have no life and can time sink hundreds of hours. Well, yeah, yeah, I don't want to be mean either, right? I don't want to call them no lives, but yeah, it just shows, it just goes to show that a lot of, well, not a lot, but some of the players on the game do have the time to play, and which I used to, I used to have that too, before the schedule change, IRL, like I keep saying. There's maybe some skill with PKing or the best methods to train, but that's about it. There's almost no skill in RuneScape. It's just a time sink mechanic or group feeding. Yeah, some of the group feeding. I know some of those that are on the top. Can't even talk. I know some of the players that are on the high scores, like rank one, two, whatever, right? I know for sure they were group fed because they were part of clans already. I overheard something about dead body being group fed for a bit there. The ones that are high in smithing right now, the ones that got 98 smithing in free to play, were definitely group fed as well. But there's also no rules against that either, too. I think everyone has their own living situation that could be different from yours, which gives them more free time than us. Yeah, that's what I was saying. You know, I don't want to be mean about it, and I'm not like smack talking or anything like that. It's just a topic that um, was brought up in today's stream. Oh, 30 minutes, guys. We hit the 30-minute mark, so we can go ahead and do something else here now. Henrik says, laugh aloud, Chaos, you're so on point. Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. I think everyone, oh, I read that one. We've all had our no-life periods with RuneScape. Yeah. Back in 2007-ish, I think, I was playing like 12 hours a day and sometimes even 16 hours. I think I was like just in junior high. So, yeah, there was that time where I played that amount of time. Got to max combat, I think within a year. I was 122 combat with 99 stats in attack melee or attack strength melee defense, sorry, hit points. And I had 90, or no, we didn't get 90 prayer until the second year of that year. So 2008, we finally hit 125 combat. we got 126 combat, but then RuneScape went through a weird transition, EOC, and then uh, EOC I just couldn't play, so I ended up taking a long break until they announced Old School RuneScape. Until they announced that, and then I came back, and we got to 120 combat again within 1 year, and which I wish I made like a series on. Like it would have been nice that I recorded that, documented all of that, but I didn't do that. I didn't think of doing it. However, we did make a clan too in Old School RuneScape. We made a clan called KTS, Kissing the Shadows. And then we led that clan for like 3 years, I think. Then we ended up quitting again. And we ended up quitting for like another 3 years, I think, or taking on the long break for 3 years. And finally came back in 2021, I think, I want to say. And we've been playing ever since 2020, Old School RuneScape anyways, up until 2025 here, when 2004Scape came into play. Anyways, enough about that. How can I know life when RS is my life? I'm in that period now, right now, Garlic, Buffalo. Hello, Infinity Farm. How's it going, guy? I thought I seen you just log in here. Yep. Okay, we're gonna bring up the wheel and we're gonna spin it once more here and see what we do for the next 30 minutes. Okay, we got fletching arrows, so we'll get into that right now. We've got some arrow shafts already with some headless arrows. I think, yeah, we have feathers already. Nice. We have some logs ready to go as well. It's just a matter of buying the iron arrow tips, I think. We could also go smell some bronze arrow tips too, which I think we'll do. I think we'll end up doing that actually. We'll do that. We'll go to Varrock and do this, I think. Anyone selling iron bars right now? I'll buy some iron bars if anyone's selling them. How much are iron bars selling for right now? 500 GP. Damn. Those went up in price too. I'd still buy them though. If you guys are selling iron bars, I will buy. Let's see here. We got 200 iron bars for 500. What is that? 100k? Yeah. I'll buy 200 iron bars for 100k or even 400 if you guys have them. You just changing it up every 30 minutes for fun, or is it best for just for fun and also trying our chance at the rare item? Can you make myth arrow tips? I can't. I can only make still arrow tips. I only have 35 fletching, and that's only enough for still arrow tips. I think mithril arrow tips, I think I need something. Hang on, I'm gonna look this up. 50 smithing? Well, I need 55 smithing for mithril bars. Okay, so I need 45 fletching to make mithril arrows, but I also need 55 smithing for the mithril arrow tips. And we got this guy selling iron bars, but he's not online. Well, what we could do is just world hop and buy iron arrow tips at the ranging guild, I think. Timer will start as soon as we make these as soon as we make the first arrow, I guess. Okay, we're going to start the timer. And I think this counts as actions right here when we do the feather and the shafts here. When we're making the arrow shafts, I think this counts as actions, so okay. Very close to 36 fletching after that. We need to go buy some more feathers though. Look at that. We're already at 400 feathers. We had over 1,000. Actually, you know what? Let's just make what we have. Let's go ahead and pull out these logs and start making arrow shafts. Leave one room for the rare item if we get one here. Oh no, this is the fun part. I do believe we are getting Fletching XP. I think we are. Yeah, we're getting Fletching XP even doing this. So that's good. $36 Fletching, let's go. feeling lonely, my kitten. Where is he? Oh, you know what we can make? We can make ourselves steel arrowheads here. And make a lot of steel arrows now. I was saving the steel bars for steel plate bodies to later high up, but that's okay. We'll just use what we have to make the arrow tips here. Shield Tank, how's it going, guy? You're new to the stream, I notice. I always notice a new name to the chat. So is this a 2004 locked private server, which would be KBD and KQ, but no barrels or jet yet? Caliphite Queen is not here yet. Hopefully she will be added to the game in September sometime, or even October. We do have the KBD. Barrels and Jad will be added later on as well. Thank you, Jins. Yeah, it's a preservation private server, 100% free to play. Yeah. And yeah, to keep like spammers and bots from joining up, you do need a Discord. If you're not comfortable using your regular Discord, just go ahead and make a new one, so this way you don't have to worry about that. It's kind of what Nightmare RH did too, which is actually pretty smart. I never thought of doing that, but then again, I don't use Discord very much either, so. I don't know if you heard of Nightmare RH. If you haven't, then I don't know what to say. He Mudkip also too plays this from time to time. Barrels is gonna be crazy, yeah. It's gonna be fun too. It's gonna be crazy fun. I wonder who's gonna be the first player to receive full Guthans. Whether they receive it on their own or they buy it. Seeing a full Guthan set in the game with the fire cape, oh man, that's some nostalgia right there, guys. That's what I'm looking forward to when it comes to 2004Scape. I'm looking forward to the fight caves, barrels, Slayer even, right? Slayer is going to be a plus. You can't wait for the barrels. Yeah, let's go, Jins. Shield Tank says, nice. I think I started around 2004 because I remember the Tazar and Barrels update news being posted. So definitely nostalgia trip seeing this stuff below. Rune says I stalk Mudkip's adventures log once in a while. Last seen he was woodcutting. Yeah, it's nice to know that he's still hanging out, you know? Even though, I mean, he actually uploaded a couple of 2004Scape videos recently. I never watched them yet, but I've seen them. I've seen them on the homepage. Jin says, yeah, it's hella fun to play. Don't have to download anything either. Play on web browser for peak nostalgia. Yep. You can either play in the browser or you can play using their client. But again, if you're not comfortable doing that, you can always just use the browser. You don't have to worry about downloading anything. Me, I play on the client because I trust the devs. You know, I don't think they're in on it to scam our accounts or anything like that. They've already did a couple podcasts on YouTube there for us. Oh wait, I was meaning to feed my cat. And Pizzazz, very wholesome person, you know, gamer even. The community also hosted a couple events, a drop party. They hosted a F2P and PK event just before Members was released, so that was all hosted by the devs. But you also have the community events too. You know, you have RPG Live that hosts different events. You have Wartime RS who likes to host PK events, which is awesome. I still have yet to go support that. And then, of course, there's your regular streamers, Garlic, Index, myself. The other two I mentioned, Wartime RS and RPG Live. There's another one, what's his name? Josh Brown Games or something. He also streams, but he does a lot of rune crafting. So chill streams like that too, you know. It's nice that the 2004Scape community is staying strong regardless of how many players we have online. Right now we have 200 on the daily, but I would say maybe close to 1,000 active, you know. You're saving up cash stack just for barrels armor already, laugh aloud. Or haha. Nice. Jimbo, you are that's another thing too. That's another thing too with 2004Scape, you can prepare for things like that. I was gonna say, Jimbo, you're already preparing for barrels. That's actually pretty smart because you just never know, right? Someone might get like a Verex plate skirt or a Carel's leather top, right? Which would be nice items to PK with, by the way. You know, having that GP ready, someone's at the bank or even on the market. Hey guys, I'm selling a Carol's leather top, sorry. 3 mil, right? You're gonna try to do like 1K barrels KC. That would be pretty cool. Are you gonna be taking screenshots and stuff like that for the to share later on, or is this something you're just gonna do on your own? Poor Button is hungry. Oh, you're talking about the kitten, yeah. I, I fed him. I fed him just in case because I do remember seeing the hungry message, but and then I had the idea, not the idea, but I was meaning to feed the kitten, and I I already forgot if I fed him or not, which sounds bad, but we ended up feeding him anyways just in case, because I don't want him or her running away from me. All right, that's all our steel bars. We have how many steel arrow tips now? Oh wow, look at that. Over 1,000 steel arrow tips so we can make ourselves. We have almost just enough for that too. So that's really good. 37 fletching right there. I'm not sure if we unlocked anything there, but we should also get 38 fletching here with us too. It'd probably be easier if I did left and right like this. Oh yeah, that's so much easier. 38 fletching. Nothing unlocked. Michael Onk, Christmas Cracker from Runecraft and Nature Runes. Is that his name? Uh, no, I never heard of Michael actually. Never mind. That's cool. You got it from Crafting Nature Runes. That's actually pretty cool. You were thinking of doing some nats right now, Lafalo? We still have 14 minutes to knock out some fletching here, so let's go ahead and start making, I guess, oak longbows, I think. Is that his in-game username, or is that just a nickname for him, Michael Unk? Okay. If he's always crafting nature runes, I can't imagine how much bank he has, that guy. Oh, we need 40 fletching to make willow longbows. Okay. In O4 and in OSRS, you think? You know, runecrafting too can be pretty chill too. Relaxing skill to train. Even though it takes a long time, if you don't look at it that way, if you don't look at like pay attention to the XP rates and just do it because it's relaxing, I'm sure you could get a high runecrafting level. Uh, no problem, you know, because you're just doing it because it's fun and relaxing. And that's the approach I take when it comes to training my combat level. I don't worry too much about XP rates or what spots are the best place to train. I do it because uh, if it's fun or not. Baby Blue Dragons, I'll be honest, is not fun anymore for me, but I do it for the prayer XP. That's how I got my prayer level to 72. I'll probably keep doing that method until I hit 75 prayer, but then after that, I think I'm okay. I don't think I'm going to worry about 80 prayer. Honestly, if I ever get to a point in this game where I'm, you know, kind of rich, like with 50 mil bank or 100 mil bank, then maybe I'll buy 80 prayer, but I would like to get 75 prayer on my own. If you don't pay attention to the XP and only look at the number of runes go up, then it isn't so bad. I don't think I ever broke a 10k stack of runes, guys, in this game, in RuneScape ever. The most I ever got was like 1,000, 2,000, maybe 3,000, right? Oh wait, that's a lie. Old school RuneScape, my Iron Man actually has a stack of 30,000 Chaos runes, and I think I have like 21,000 or something Death runes. I have like 15,000 Blood runes, so I lied. Never mind. I just remembered. That's the first time I ever broke that, though. That's the first time I ever broke a 10,000 stack. I pretty much did all air runes till 44 RC, and it's kind of nice because the runes are useful. That's true too, yeah. You can use them towards magic or even make some GP, some of your GP back anyways. I don't know if air runes are profitable anymore, especially at a low RC. I think you should try out Green Dragons. They are a lot of fun and good money. I haven't been at Green Dragons in a long time. And I still haven't went PKing, guys. Ever since Special Attacks came out, we haven't went PKing yet. I think at the next PKing event Wartime has, I'm going to do my best to log in and attend it and see if I could find someone around my combat level to deathmatch me. Deathmatch me like 100k in the inventory or something like that. Whoops. You're legit waiting until Ectofundus before you grind prayer. Having the Ectofundus is definitely be awesome and make prayer easier, but I know for sure you're going to be doing a lot of clicking too, because you got to fill up the buckets of slime. It's not something you can buy yourself. You got to do it on your own. And then when you go use the machine, you got to go through like 3 different clicks to get the dragon bone meal or whatever it's called. I know in old school RuneScape they have that auto thing now where you can use the bones on the machine and it does it for you now. You got 44 prayer off lamps. Damn, that's a lot of lamps. Almost 40 fletching, guys. Got about 5 minutes left to do some fletching. As far as getting rich, when they add KQ, getting a D chain to sell would probably make you rich a lot as fuck. Yep. I could see the D chain going for maybe 10, or no, not even 10 mil, 20 mil, 25 mil, maybe 30 at the most, 30 mil, you know? And then after like a month or two, I could see it go down to like 20 mil, maybe, or even 10. That's my guess. With your combat level, PKers aren't really a threat for you, so you can easily chill at green dragons. I thought of doing green dragons. Oh, 40 fletching. We've unlocked willow longbows now in the game. I've thought of doing green dragons last stream. But I ended up doing blue dragons, I think, or I don't know if it was the last stream or the other stream. I think it was the other stream when I was trading my range level. So 2 streams ago, I thought about doing it, but at the same time, I don't like ranging green dragons. I'd much rather use melee instead. And it's not PKers that I'm worried about. You know, not them that I'm worried about because I don't mind getting PK'd. You know, I'm only gonna lose like maybe 50k at the most, 60k. If I have a full inventory of green dragon hides, the player's only gonna PK like 40, 50k of worth of hides maybe, and then plus my armor on top of that. So like under 100k PK. Which I don't mind losing. It's not PKers. What it is just the banking. You know, I can't wait till they add the green dragons like north of Hill Giants and level 20 Wilderness there, and also outside of the castle there, the Dark Knight Castle or whatever it's called. What is that one called? I hope you guys know what I'm talking about. Dark Knight Castle? I already forgot the name of that one. And then at that point, yeah, Green Dragons for sure. For sure, I would be there more often. Because then the travel distance to the bank is not so bad. We do have 2 glories to bank to teleport at 30 Wilderness to Edgeville, but then it's just the walking up to, right? The walking back to Green Dragons. Something I don't like, or something I don't want to do at the moment. So we're at Baby Blue Dragons just because, you know, we can last more than 2-3 hours there without banking. KQ is going to be so insufferable. I've always been playing since launch almost, and I don't even have anywhere close to 30 mil. And if I did, I would never buy a Dragon Chain. The Dragon Chain body would provide some good, better defense bonuses, I mean, and it would look pretty sick, you know? And I think a lot of players, that's what they want, you know, they want it because of those 2 reasons. For me personally, I don't think I would ever invest in a D chain just for the extra bonuses in defense. But if I was to get it as a drop, I would for sure keep it for myself. For those defense bonuses, but also the look of it, you know. It looks kind of weird though with the rune plate legs. Is that why you don't like it very much? It's called the Dark Warrior Fortress. Okay. Yeah, and I knew the Dark Knight Castle didn't sound right. Yeah, I'm in the same boat. I don't think I'll invest in the D chain whatsoever. We'll finish off this inventory because then at that point we'll be at the 30-minute mark. $41 Fletching, let's go. The walk isn't too bad to Green Dragons. I would say it's shorter than the walk to Baby Blues. That's a good way to look at it too. It's just the time spent, right? The time spent at Baby Blues, I can last more than 3 hours, or close to 3 hours. All right, that's enough for Fletching. We hit the 30-minute mark. We can go ahead and move on to something else. Your point is nobody has 30 mil, so how can you sell it? I think someone will have 30 mil. I think there's a few of us has 30 mil, I think. D-Chain will look great with your red party hat. That's true too. The red party hat has always went well with the D-Chain. The white party hat too though. The white party hat goes well with the D-Chain. It sells for 30 mil in OSRS because there's 500k players. And like probably 100k of them have 1 bill plus for sure. Yeah, a lot of players are in the billions now. I noticed for OSRS. Autoblock makes it look so easy, you know, makes it look so easy, making 1 billion. Best in slot until Barrels comes out. D-Chain will be best in slot until Barrels comes out. Yeah. Can also just buy gold in those modes. There are a lot of rich players out there. I only have 12 mil cash, but I know some people have 50 mil cash at the moment. Stuff sells for way more than because people just buy gold. Are you talking about old school RuneScape where players are buying gold? If so, then yeah, I agree. But for 2004Scape, yeah, you'll just get caught if you're doing that. The dev teams are pretty good at catching players like that. Alright, let's go pull up the wheel and do something else here. Okay, so you might notice that we got fletching and bows. we did that already. We did arrows and bows actually, so we're not going to do that. We're going to spin it again. Okay, looks like we're crafting leather today. Okay. I don't think we could craft green d'hide just yet, so we're gonna have to do. Unfortunately, we're gonna have to kill some cows and get some leather. Damn. I wish I had the cow hides already. That would be easier. Is anyone selling cow hides? We'll use the GP that we have for some cow hides. Darn, cowhides are expensive. 550, 600 GP. Okay, we're gonna have to go back to the wheel. I'll have to prepare for this. Only reason being is because here's the thing: if we kill cows for 20 minutes, 10 minutes or so, right? That's only gonna give us uh, so much time to craft, right? Leather. We're only doing 30 minutes here. Actually, that's a bad excuse. Let's just go ahead and do it. The moment we hit the cows though, actually no. We'll start the timer as soon as we start crafting leather. So even tanning the leather counts as well. Well, like traditional or tradition RuneScape, there was always botting and RWT and gold selling, so of course stuff sells for way more. We have none of that here. That's true. You're gonna use the crafting guild method. Actually, that I never thought of that. Yes, let's do the crafting guild method. That would be easier. We can just keep going, right? I forgot about that method. I did that on my F2P UAM actually. So we have the brown apron. For weapon wise, we'll just use the dragon dagger because of the ticks. Does have higher, faster ticks than the. I mean, the rune skim too would be great here too. Yeah, let's do the rune skim because it might be more accurate than the DDP. Let's go ahead and equip our glory as well, just so we have that accuracy. I feel like I'm missing something here. Needle? Or can we buy that stuff actually? Can we buy the needle and the thread at the crafting guild? I think we can. I think we could buy the needle and thread at the crafting guild. Oh, I need thread and needle. Okay. I'm not seeing the thread or needle in my bank. Oh, there's some thread, but that's not going to be enough. I'm not seeing the needle, so we're gonna have to go buy that. It's like people trying to sell party hats or like only five to 10 players that can even afford one. Your market is pretty much 5 players total. Yeah. I'm gonna put my cat in the bank though, I think. I don't want to worry about him getting hungry on me when I'm in the middle of this and then him running away. Wait until the dragon skin comes out too, guys. You know how we were just talking about barrels and all of that? The dragon skin comes out too. Not with the quest, the Monkey Madness quest, but I think a couple months after the Monkey Madness quest it was released. So we won't have to use the rune skim anymore when we do something like this. Start the timer. I think whip is released even before the deskin, which is crazy. Oh yeah, I forgot about the whip. When the Slayer is released though, we we'll have to wait a little bit. We'll have to wait at least a couple months before we start seeing Abyssal Whips in the game. I'll give it 2 months before the first player gets 85 Slayer. Our little Timmy can buy or steal his mom's credit card and buy it. Either little Timmy or little Tommy. Yeah, one of the two. But 85 Slayer might take 6 months, huh? I know for me personally, it will take me about that. It will take me about 6 months before I can, or even a year before I reach 85 Slayer. But I can see players getting 85 Slayer within 2-3 months. I could definitely see that. I think there's already some players in the game that are already stocking up on cannonballs and buying them because, when Slayer's here, cannonballs are going to go up in price, I think. No, this is 04Scape, which will eventually go into 2005 Scape and then 2006 Scape. But the name will stick though. 2004 Scape will stick because this is where we started. But it does have plans to go into 2005 and 2006 updates. 85 Slayer, and then hitting the drop table. Yeah. I think on my Iron Man, it took me about 3 hours before getting my whip drop. You're superheating steel bars for cannonballs for Slayer. I hear making steel, or sorry, cannonballs. I hear making cannonballs is very time consuming. It's not as quick as making other steel items in the game. Oh my god, I keep clicking cancel, thinking that there's a continue window. Oh no, I made a mistake. I was meaning to make hard leather, not soft leather. think the coif is the best item here. Oh no, this player is making he's making bows right now, or not bows, bowls for crafting XP. I remember doing that. I remember doing that in free to play. It was very brutal. Pasca has a 50k cannonballs. That's a lot of cannonballs, but you know, that's also only gonna get him to so far, right? I've seen where players spent, you know, I think like at least 100k cannonballs just to get to 85 Slayer from like 60 Slayer, you know? Either way, 50k is still a lot of cannonballs, and he for sure is going to get to 85 Slayer. I think he's going to be one of the first two players to get 85 Slayer for sure. Especially with the time that he has. You know, he's playing definitely 10 hours a day, this guy. So he's definitely going to grab that 85 Slayer for be one of the first. Like I said, I'll give myself like 6 months before I get to 85 Slayer. To a year, you know. You're gonna use like 100 ring of ring coils to try and get a whip off like 5 Abbey Demon kills left allowed. I don't know if that even works though. Yeah, I don't know either. Cannonballs slow as hell, yeah, left allowed. Yeah, I thought I remember seeing something like that. Yeah, that it's better off just to go like I was 58 Slayer on my Iron Man account at one point, and I was thinking maybe like stocking up on cannonballs before I started training my Slayer level, but then I found a Reddit post where uh, people were recommending not to make the steel or the cannonballs because the time you spent, uh, yeah, the time you spend towards the cannonballs, making cannonballs, is going to be about the time you spend getting 85 Slayer just using melee, right? Basically they said it's not worth it. So I went ahead and did it without cannonballs. I got to 85 Slayer from 58, I think, within 3.5 months. Just using melee only. I actually also achieved 99 strength doing that with the dragon skim on my Iron Man. How was Lost City? Lost City's a pretty fun game, I think. I find it enjoyable. I started this journey back in March to 2025, and here we are in August, and I've been enjoying my time here. How do you get in onto this server? Um, just by going to their webpage and then, you know, signing up through a Discord account. If you're not comfortable using your regular Discord account, just make a new Discord and then sign up. You played on launch but stopped after 2 months. I actually played on a week after launch and I only stayed online for like 30 minutes, logged out, didn't log in for a whole month. I came back in March and stayed. I got hooked. I got hooked on this game. You know, for me, I'm just here to enjoy the nostalgia and go through the updates just like they did back in the day, having that experience, getting that opportunity to experience these updates again, or not really again for me anyways. It's not again for me because I started playing in late 2006, but getting to experience these updates like they did in the past is what I meant to say, is why I'm here. Like for example, when 04Scape first came out, we didn't have the white outline. If you went to go click on an item, you wouldn't get that white outline. You see this? Now you have it, which is cool. And then there's also the interface now. The interface is more clean on here than it was when it first came out. There's about 200 of us logged in every day. If I had to take a guess of how many active players there are, there's about 1,000 is my guess. So Chaos says, so yeah, Hell probably beat everyone. Oh yeah, you're talking about Pascal, yeah. He'll definitely be up there. Dead Body might be, he might very well. He's very well up there too with Pascal. So it's one of them too, or maybe even will be surprised by someone else on the high scores. I'm gonna go hard leather this time. You think cannon will only be useful on like two tests and 04 like dogs and maybe to help out with metal dragons? Yeah, but there's also black demons too that would oh, hard leather bodies are right the way to go. Look at this guys. What the heck? Hard leather bodies. No options, nothing. I could just do it like this. That's even better. At launch of P2P, there were over 2K players. Now we see around 450 on the weekend and 200-ish during the week. Yep, that's what I noticed too. On the weekends, there's more players because of the rare items event, I guess, that's happening, going on. But I think after this rare hunting event that we have right currently, I feel like after this is done and over with, our player count won't be at like 400. It'll be like 300 or yeah, maybe 300, 200, back to 200. We're currently at 356 players online right now. I just checked. I'm burying the bones, guys, because that includes the action. So yeah, Black Demons. It's one of those Slayer tasks that I remember on my Iron Man where I didn't use a cannon whatsoever or melee. I actually ranged the Black Demons. I had 70 plus range on that account. Got to 85 range just by ranging Black Demon task and Greater Demon task. Those were really the only two monsters I would use range, I mean. The rest of my Slayer task I would use melee. I would AFK Caliphites I would AFK Dagonas. I would AFK Mountain Trolls even, right? I would any monster that was aggressive and that had quite a bit of spawns, I would AFK. Hellhounds were not really AFKable, but I mean I still would do the task because of the amount of Slayer XP you would get from the Hellhounds. Hellhounds were actually my least favorite Slayer task. Didn't like ranging them. I didn't like using melee, but I would use melee because it would speed up the task a little bit than range would. Hard leather bodies are 2 XP less than coifs, but worth the XP loss. Yeah, that was definitely worth it. I didn't like how I had to go through the making option for the coifs, like the window when you have the choice to make it. But with the hard leather bodies, you could just straight up use the needle with the hard leather and then make the body right away. So we're going to be doing that for the next 15 minutes. We are going for the 30-minute mark for this activity here. I don't think we'll get a crafting level doing this, but I mean, at least we're getting some XP out of it and some attack XP as well at the same time. There's no point in trying to compete with no life, unemployed 30-year-old men. They can have it. Yeah, like I said, they're gonna for sure be one of the two to reach 80 plus Slayer within 2 months. I give them 2 months before they hit 80 Slayer. The first month, I could definitely see them hitting 70 plus prayer, like Dead Body and Pasca. I could definitely see them hitting 70 Slayer within the first month. On the second month, I could see them hitting 80 finally, and then finally knocking out 85 maybe at the 2.5 month mark. When it comes to Slayer, I'm definitely not going to compete in it. But like I said, I will be going for 85 Slayer regardless. But I would give myself 6 months minimum to get it, and 1 year to finally getting 85 Slayer. Get Mystic Armor finally. Yeah, when is Mystic Armor in the game? Is that when Slayer does that come out when Slayer gets out released? I mean, 70 Slayer in a month? That's 24k XP a day. I don't think it would take them top pagers a month to get 70. 24k XP in Slayer a day. If you got 12 hours to your name a day to train your Slayer, you're getting more than 24k XP, especially if you're max combat, like Pasca and Dead Body. Dead Body is pretty much max, and Pasca as well. They're definitely going to be max before Slayer gets released. Your max combat, you got cannonballs to your name. You got like uh yeah, cannonballs to your name. You're getting more than 24k XP a day. you're probably going to get like 100k XP a day, believe it or not. So yeah, I could definitely see top pagers have Sunny Slayer within a month. And then, like I said, 2 hours, 2 months to 3 months, I could see them having maybe close to 80 or even having 80 plus. Me personally, I think I'll have like 50 Slayer at least at at 2 months, but that's it. That's all I will have. I'll be lucky if I have 60 Slayer after 2 months. Honestly, it might be tough getting Slayer XP because of all the Slayer mods will be overcrowded. Well, we have you know, we'll have probably have more than what we have currently for worlds, right? Devs might notice that they'd be like, okay, let's just add 2, 3 more worlds, right? And also, it's not like the whole player base will be training Slayer, especially if you're 100 plus combat. You'll only have like a few or more than a few actually. You'll probably have like I don't know. We'll have to wait and see, honestly. I think Slayer will be overcrowded for sure in the first couple of weeks, but then after that, it will start to settle down a little bit, I think. 1 to 70 Slayer is going to suck. Yes. No, it's not going to be a good time, but I mean, I think when it comes to Slayer, just do what you can. That's how I'm going to approach Slayer. Originally, before my schedule change happened, originally I was thinking, oh man, I can't wait to grind out Slayer. I can't wait, right? I was going to try be one of the first 10 players to get 85 Slayer. I don't have that mindset anymore, guys, after the schedule change. And like I said, I'll be lucky to get 60 Slayer within the first 2 months. Yeah, but I think Slayer will also be bringing in a lot of people. Yes, and Slayer, but also Barrels, right? Barrels, man, Barrels minigame, once that comes out, once players see how fun Barrels is in 2004 Escape, they're gonna be like, man, you know what? I want some of that, right? They'll sign up and build their accounts to what they, to a point where they can play that mini game and join us. And Fight Caves too is going to be a good time too. Seeing everyone like attempt the fire cape is going to be such a fun time. It's going to be funny too, to see how many of us fail and all that. I'm hoping to get the fire cape on my first attempt. I'm hoping. I'm going to be using melee only to get my fire cape though. I'm not going to use range to get my fire cape. I probably have enough time to get one more inventory and then that's it. you're not going to sink much time in at all into this anymore after the rare event is over. That's where I'm at currently too. Hence why I haven't made a video in a while. You know, I just don't have that flexibility anymore, you know. I I have yet to complete my 10-hour looting video at Chaos Druids. I saw that Index uploaded one. I still haven't seen it yet. I still haven't seen his video yet, but I seen that he uploaded a 10-hour looting video at Chaos Druids. And it got me thinking. I was like, man, I still got to get mine done. I keep postponing that one. But yeah, I'm still going to be playing. I'm still going to play when I can. But right now on weekends, because we have these rare the rare items here, uh, on weekends I'll most likely be doing this, you know, hunting for the rare item. I guess I could kind of hunt for it at the Chaos Druids too, but it's not really the greatest place to do it. The only actions I got there is pretty much burying bones and picklocking the door, but you're only picklocking it like once every time you get back to it. I guess that's better than nothing, but I want to be doing something that requires more actions. Like here, like we're crafting hard leather, making hard leather bodies. There's a lot of actions involved there. So I feel like the more actions per hour, the better. Do you think population will resurge eventually? I figured it would come up with rares and specs, but we're still still sub 500. I think once barrels and the dragon skin comes into play and Slayer and fight case, once we have all of that in here, including the Chaos Elemental and the Giant Mole, once we have, well, maybe not the Giant Mole and the Chaos Elemental, but definitely I could see the population go up a little bit more to a steady number of four, you know, 500-600 a day once we have barrels and fight caves and Slayer and the D-skip. Once we have all of that, once we have the Abyssal Whip in the game and everything else, it will attract those players. Hey, you know, it will attract some more players to join in on the fun, I guess. But we also have to remember too, you know, not a lot of players have that time anymore to build their accounts like they did in the past. So maybe that's playing a part into why we have only like so many players right now, because no one wants to train their accounts at the moment. But I feel like once we have those like the barrels mini game, fight caves, and everything that I just mentioned, Slayer, the Dragon Skim, I feel like that will definitely play a role in players joining up again because they have something now to play for, right? They'll have more than just what we currently have. I don't know. I very well could have explained that way less than I did. But yeah, I could see the population going up some more once all of that stuff comes out. Okay, guys, that's my last trip here. This is the 30-minute mark. Have you ever done Fire Cave with melee only before? I have, Brune. I did that on my Iron Man account, and my inventory setup was just all prayer potions. We had no Ceradomin brews, we had no purple sweets or anything like that. We just did it with like 8 sharks and the rest being prayer potions. If the rares went on weekends, I probably would have already quit, honestly. Attacking the Chaos Druids counts as a action. Someone got a rare from Chaos Druid's kill. Okay, that's actually good to know then. That's awesome because I was just thinking it was just the burying the bones and also uh, picklocking the door. That makes me feel a bit better about my 10-hour looting video. I honestly was thinking of giving up on it because of this current event we're having with the rare items. Because right now when I play on the weekend here, I'm mostly just trying to hunt for the rare item and not really worrying about the 10-hour looting video. We're still gonna get it done though. We'll upload it to the channel, sorry, when we can. So just be patient with me, please be patient and bear with me here, and we'll get it done. I think that's it for the stream though, guys. I'm gonna go ahead and log out for, not necessarily for the day. I'm gonna log in probably later on my own, play for a couple more hours and try for the rare item. If I get it, I'll make a video. If you don't see a video about a rare item, we didn't get it, right? I think I'm gonna log in and go to Chaos Druids and complete a couple hours there. And I think at that point I will have 3 hours left at Chaos Druids. Then I can finally make the video for my 10-hour looting video. Okay, guys, thank you for joining and hanging out with me today. You guys all take care, as always. And Chaos, whatever you do, whatever you decide to do, after the rare events on weekends here, if you decide to quit, hopefully one day you return because I think you're an awesome player. And what I meant to say, in fact, all of you guys are awesome to the community. So just keep that in mind. All right, guys, take care.